Welcome, beloved Sangha, to today's teachings on Introduction to Ngöndro Practices by Venerable Khenpo Tenzin. We will begin today's teachings with opening prayers on the Yellow Book, page number 5. May all Mother Sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Shaji Jabu Jadun Gajan Zar Dorjin Janje Delo Naru Tam Ba Malachi Gambo Ba Pamon Juba Javan Dragon Ba Gajo Lama Namje Dajo Je Dana Zara Damje Da Lama Laba La Jesus Lozon Yundin Jamzang Alawan Dendre Donjen Draba Gela Zor Dazo Lo Chuzon Rover Zinja Labdo Sor Chua Lamdan Rover Zinja Labdo Sor Lam Drova Zevara Zinja Labdo Zor Drova Yizun Javara Zinja Labdo Zor Gange Denjen Revar Jung Gaba Me Ba Che Ba Me Ba Ta Me Ba Wa Me Ba Ndro Me Tade dume dunje me dribanye jeje den ba zoba zanje mananje damba tela zanzar do dunje zoba ma jisha kuzon do jezin lan do da dage julan bede dage demba da zanje jadon labo jen dribara zanje labdo zo Tahidele all Dhamma friends Today I'm going to talk about preliminaries through 5 questions. They are what are the preliminaries? Why do we practice them? How do we practice them? How important are they? What is the result of practicing preliminaries? What are the preliminaries? Preliminary practice is the prerequisite for the main practice. For example, how does a person prepare for the day's activities? First, we wake up and we stretch. We move our bodies. Then we brush our teeth, wash our face, or shower. Then we eat breakfast. Then we go to the office and greet our boss and being work. So when we wake up and stretch, yeah, that is like doing prostrations. Showering and brushing our teeth is like a Vajrasattva. Eating breakfast is like mandala. Then greeting our boss is like Guru Yoga. And then going about the day's work with care is the particular preliminary, which is compassion and bodhicitta. Why do we practice the preliminaries? In becoming Buddhist, we had some goals. Ultimately, our goal is enlightenment. But in the meantime, we may also wish to gain health or wealth. Whether or not we are able to accomplish these goals is dependent on how we practice the preliminaries. Because whether our practice, whether or not we become a good, whether our practice is good or not, depends on whether or not we become a good practitioner. And that depends on the preliminaries. If you are going to travel to some nice places, you should follow the path there precisely. If you go in other directions, then you will not reach your destination. So the preliminary practices turn you into a good practitioner. There will be no question whether your practice is good or not, because through them you already become a good practitioner. Lord Jigten Sungkun said, preliminary practice is more important than the main practice. Without preliminary practice, there is no way to practice. Which means even if you practice a few pages of a sadhana text, in it you will find the preliminary practices. These are refuge and generating bodhicitta. But the beginning of sadhana practice is a short version of the preliminaries. In fact, if you practiced Mahayana, your practice is the 6 perfections. If you practice the Vajrayana, your practice is the completion and generation stages. Before all of these practices, you should practice the preliminary practices. But when you practice Ngöndro, at that time you thoroughly practice the preliminaries. Then your result will be the same as your practice, thorough and complete. How do we practice them? First, we start with the refuge and prostrations together. At this point, we turn our body, speech, and mind together towards the Dharma. Through speech, we recite the refuge prayer. Reciting the refuge prayer prevents 4 serious non-virtues, which are lying, divisive speech, harsh words, and meaningless speech. First, lying. You can only lie to those who trust you, and then you break their heart. And by leading them through deception, ruin their future prospects. If this happens to you, how much would you suffer? The main reason you are lying is because of grasping. Your grasping is already solid, and you make it more so, harder. Then even if you invite many yidams to melt it, it won't be easy. Like the winter sun can't melt ice easily. But as a Bodhisattva, you have some choice. If for benefiting others, you need to lie. It is allowed. For example, if you see a deer running away, and then soon after a hunter comes and asks you if you have seen a deer, you can say no, because it protects deer's life. Reciting the refuge vow, refuge prayer, prevents lies. Perhaps you think you always speak the truth, so there is no need for you to recite the refuge prayer. But you may find that no matter how beautifully you speak the truth, people don't believe you. This is because in previous lives, you told many lies. You utilized your tongue for the telling of lies. But if you recite the refuge prayer, your speech will become more powerful and people will believe what you say. For example, in the Dharma, even though the Buddha spoke it over 1,000 years ago, we still trust his every word. Especially, we recite prayers. We say, may I have something, or may I become something, and so forth. Whether we have spoken more truly in past lives or told more lies influences the effectiveness of our prayers. And also when it comes to trusting in the power of the prayers, if sometimes we have doubt in them or we cannot believe in them, this is because in the past we have misled others and deceived them. Next is divisive speech. Reciting the refuge prayer also prevents divisive speech. Because when you recite, you cannot speak divisive words at the same time. If you do not engage in divisive speech, then you will find a very good partner, a loyal partner. Especially people will not come between you and your Dharma siblings, or you and your partner, and so forth. Then harsh words. Reciting the refuge prayer prevents harsh words. Harsh words is like a very sharp thorn. Whether you use them against your close ones or people you have just met, it pricks them, and their reaction will not be good. And also, harsh words are like a fireball. If you hold it, it burns your hand. And if you throw it at others, it burns them. Harsh words are a very powerful weapon that destroys others' peaceful mind. So reciting the refuge prayer can protect you by preventing harsh words that create enemies. Reciting the refuge prayer also prevents meaningless speech. Through meaningless speech, you waste time and cannot accomplish any good things. Then slowly, using meaningless speech leads to criticizing others, which makes one give rise to anger, and then the mind is uncomfortable. In brief, in reciting the refuge prayer, we communicate with the three jewels and three roots. So benefit is, for example, if robbers come to your house, then you call the police and they will come and protect you. The robbers may even know that you are calling the police, so they go away. Just like that, when we call the three jewels through reciting the refuge prayer, even the sound of the words prevents demons and negative force from coming close to us. They cannot harm us because we take refuge vow and recite the refuge prayer. In these ways, recitation of the refuge prayer prevents future problems. So how does it purify past negativities? On the ultimate level, we are Dharmakaya. Any negative speech would not harm us at all. For example, if there is no drum, no matter how many times we beat a drumstick in space, the sound of a drum does not come. So, through the recitation of the refuge prayer, we can purify these negative imprints of speech. We have to open knots that we tie by following the lane of the thread when we tied them. Especially through recitation, we purify impure winds. When impure winds are purified, then our body operates through pure winds. When pure winds are at work, then we have a healthy body and a happy mind. And on the ultimate level, we are nearing the Sambhogakaya. And then prostration. This is a physical practice of Dharma. According to the Suttarayana, the body is impure and a compounded phenomena. So we are going to purify all the non-virtues of body through prostration. In the Vajrayana, we perceive this body as a gathering of channels. There are 72,000 channels in our body. Through prostrations, we make these channels workable for Dharma practice. If these channels are workable for Dharma practice, then the 21,600 breaths we take each day also become workable for Dharma practice. The sutras mention 10 benefits of prostration. Number 1, it's good for complexation. Number 2, it increases charisma. Number 3, it promotes having a good voice. Number 4, one becomes fearless. Number 5, it increases wealth. Number 6, it is a cause for rebirth in the higher realms. Number 7, gods and humans love one. Number 8, one becomes overwhelmingly bright. Number 9, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas protect one. Number 10, one will attain nirvana. Prostrations also protect from untimely death. Guru Rinpoche said, when one prostrates respectfully, it purifies all samaya breakages, and one receives siddhis. Once a fully ordained monk prostrated to one of the Buddha's stupas, and Ananda asked the Buddha what the benefit of his action was. The Buddha said, merit this monk accumulated equals the number of the atoms underneath his body when he prostrated. When we join our two hands together and touch our foreheads, at that time we prostrate to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Yidam's body. This creates the auspicious interdependence for us to attain their form, the Vajrakaya. This ordinary body is like a pile of dirt put together. If strong wind or a storm comes, it comes apart. But the Vajrakaya is unshakable. What we mean by creating the auspicious interdependence is the joining of the outer interdependence and inner interdependence, gathering through auspiciousness. The outer interdependence is like a fan on the ceiling of our roots, and the inner interdependence is like the electricity in the building. When these two join, the fan rotates and we feel cool air. Like that, when we place our hands together, like they are holding a jewel, as in offering to the forehead, which is the area in which resides our father's tigle or drop. This is the outer and inner interdependence coming together. The essence of this tigle is unchangeable and unshakable. So that's why it is called Vajra. At the same time, we purify non virtues that we have created through our bodies. Then, when we join our hands together at our throat, it also is the cause of attaining Vajra speech. Then, when we join our hands at our hearts, it creates the auspicious interdependence for attaining Vajra mind. Then, when our foreheads, hands, and knees touch the ground, this purifies our five afflictive emotions, because at that time we prostrate to the Buddha's body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities. While you are doing prostrations, it prevents you from accumulating the negative karma of killing. While you are prostrating, you cannot hold weapons in your hands. Also, you cannot steal from others while you are prostrating. This is because your hands are kept close to your body, not reaching for others' money or other valuables. During prostrations also prevents sexual misconduct, because while you are prostrating, you cannot engage in sexual misconduct. That prostrations purify the five afflictive emotions means that you close the door to these five afflictive emotions, because you are focusing on the refuge field and practice with them. During the prostrations, through the body, we prostrate. With the speech, we recite the refuge prayer. And with our mind, we visualize the refuge field. The general outer objects of refuge are the three jewels, and the specific inner objects of refuge are the three roots, or the Guru, Yidam, and Dakini. The secret objects of refuge are the three kayas. You bring all of these together and visualize them in the wish granting tree. When you are doing this, you cannot engage the three non-virtues of mind. First is covetousness. This is related to attachment. You think, oh, if I had these things, and then that leads to stealing. Because you try to procure these things for yourself. But whether or not you are able to get these things for yourself, you don't like that. Others get to have them. If you frequently habituate to covetousness, the result will be falling to the lower realms. Even if you are reborn in the human realm, you always will be dissatisfied with what you have. Another karmic fruition is that you are reborn in a nice environment, but year by year it diminishes. There are more natural disasters, pollutions, and so on. I said that the specific inner objects of refuge are the three roots. Yidams are the root of siddhis. If we have covetousness in the mind, then siddhis will not remain with us. Because siddhis are like a snow lion's milk. If they are poured into an ordinary container, the container cannot hold it. The second non-virtue of mind is malicious mind. This non-virtue is related to anger. When we focus with this state of mind on others, we are impatient. We think, I'm going to destroy, I'm going to kill, I'm going to harm, and so on. This feeling and a peaceful mind cannot abide co-emergently. They are like sunlight and darkness. So whoever has this emotion in the mind, that person creates a hill in their mind. This prevents them from experiencing Guru as root of blessings. When we receive path instructions and empowerments from our Guru, part of blessing is that we give rise to joy. If we are caught in malicious mind, this joy cannot arise. So the result of this is being reborn in the lower realms. If we are reborn in the human realm, we will be reborn in a very violent place with many diseases and many harmful animals and beset by demons and ghosts. If we prevent malicious thoughts, then the result is opposite of what I said. Like turning over a new page. We say the root of activities are the drakas and drakinis. They always protect us. Even while we are having nightmares, they come to protect us. Then when we are visualizing the refuge field, we cannot be engaged in wrong view. Actually, wrong view is related to ignorance. It covers the brilliant light of wisdom eyes. So there is no chance to see the trikayas, which exist naturally in our mind. Because when wrong view arises in the mind, at that time one starts to say there is no three jewels, there is no karma, cause and effect. So one manifestly and nakedly experiences suffering. But one is still against there being a karmic cause for this suffering. At that time, one's view is like a very strong mountain. Only Vajra speech can defeat it. As it says in the Golden Temple, with your flawless, melodious speech, like in ocean of ambrosia, you show all phenomena to be unborn, thereby defeating the Mount Mirror of views. I prostrate to your unhindered Vajra speech. Vajra speech is a part of wisdom. It comes from wisdom. Only wisdom can defeat wrong view. So how we should purify this wrong view is like our wisdom rays, like the sun. So first there is the light of dawn. This is like visualizing the refuge field. So we should believe that in front of us is the wish-granting tree, and in the center of it is a Vajradhara. As you know, the wish-granting tree has 4 branches. On the front branch, there are many Yadam deities of the 4 Tantra classes, and the peaceful and wrathful deities and protectors. Jakasamvara is in the center of them. These deities appear from the luminosity of a pristine awareness. These yadams appear gradually as we gradually reduce obscurations. Also, the 5 wisdoms appear from pristine awareness. From the ripening of the 5 wisdoms, the 5 original Buddhas emerge. From the unholding of their wisdom, the 42 peaceful deities appear. Through the power of the 5 wisdoms, the 60 wrathful herukas manifest. So our natural state of mind has these amazing qualities. But these are temporarily clouded by obscurations. So we prepare to clear away these obscurations during the Ngöndro practice. Then how important are the preliminaries? Generally, I don't want to say Ngöndro is important because it is self-evident. Our mind has these amazing qualities and powers, but right now we don't know it. We cannot see a single ray of a Buddha in our mind. But in order to see the Buddhas, we are practicing Ngöndro. So whether it is important or not depends on you. Then you come to the red branch where there are many Buddhas of red branch is the Vajradhara's red side, okay? There are many Buddhas of the past present, and future, with Shakyamuni Buddha in the center. Shakyamuni Buddha was born a prince into a king's family. He had a lot of merit to gain such a rebirth in a higher family, but he didn't waste his merit. So then he was able to attain Buddhahood. So now we have little things, and we clinging to them, and we minimize the importance of gaining the Buddha's stage. This is pretty stupid. Whether one does or doesn't believe the words of the Buddha or in nirvana, it's of no consequence. The Buddha freed himself of suffering, and we all don't want to suffer. For that reason, the Buddha directs us to come to the stage of freedom from suffering. Then it's up to us whether we follow him or not. Perhaps it's possible that sometimes we could think the reason the Buddha says come to the stage of freedom from suffering is that he wants to gain many disciples, have many followers. This is a misunderstanding. If he needed many followers, then he could have kept his position as a prince and become king. He didn't need to go alone into the forest, renouncing all his expensive ornaments and beautiful wife, who was like a goddess. She was so charismatic and gorgeous that though she was impossible to attain by them, she remained in the minds of many. Right now, one has a beautiful or handsome partner, and someone else speaks to him or her, and we are immediately jealous. We cannot dedicate it as the Buddha did. His conduct is proof as whether he wanted higher status or not. Some misunderstand and think that the Buddha looked down on his wife because he left her. This is not correct, because Buddha saw the difference between a big benefit and small benefit. Buddha tried to bring her great benefit, to free her from samsara. But I don't mean that if you have a partner right now, you should leave them. You should stay together with love, honest, and help each other. Buddha did that in his previous lives. One day you will arrive on the stage that where your next step is nirvana, and then you can do as Buddha did. Next is the branch in the back of the tree. Back of the tree means back of the Vajrasattva. Yeah. On it there are many Dharma scriptures, and from them many Dharma sound spontaneously. Radiate whatever you like. The 100-syllable mantra or consonants or vowels or any other kind of mantras or the refuge prayer. Whatever sound you want, visualize. When we say visualize, it doesn't mean only see. The meaning includes hearing and feeling and all of the sins. Dharma books are very important. It says in Mahamudra teachings that there are 4 gurus, and the Dharma books are the Sungata guru of teaching. So we should respect books through trusting and believing. Next, in the branch, on the left side are the 8 great Bodhisattvas and the 16 arhats. When we generate the front visualization, we see the Bodhisattvas forms in front of us, but we really want to arise loving kindness from our minds. This is really a great practice. We often hear about loving kindness and compassion. Sometimes we have no feeling because we hear about it too much. Sometimes we dislike hearing about Bodhicitta and compassion. This means we don't have much experience with them. If one really wants a happy life before attaining Buddhahood, loving kindness and compassion are the best method to accomplish this. If I share with you a small example, sometimes something happens with someone. At that moment, we can't control our mind. But after a little while, we understand that our interaction did not go well. So then we confess in front of yidams, but still in our minds are uncomfortable. This is not malicious thinking, this is regret. At that time, practicing Bodhicitta makes the mind very clean and completely relaxes us. It's okay to say that this is what we experience. Now come to the center branch. There above Vajra, there is Lord Jigten Sungu wearing a red hat and the Dharma robes. Vajradhara and Lord Jigten Sungu are indivisible. Our Guru and Vajradhara are indivisible. Your Guru and Vajradhara are indivisible. His Eminence Garchen Rinpoche and Vajradhara indivisible. So then on Lord Jigten Sungun's right and left are all of the lineage gurus. Then on the upper right side of the refuge tree is Manjushri, with many masters of the lineage of profound view, as well as Nagarjuna and so on. On the upper left is Maitreya Buddha with many masters of the lineage of extensive conduct like Asanga and so on. Above Jigten Sungun are all the close lineage gurus: Pamudrpa, Gambopa, Malarepa, Marpa, Naropa, Telopa, and above them all the Mahasiddhas of the long lineage, up to Vajradhara. And in the sky on the right is Amitayo, the longevity deity. In the sky of the left side is Vajrasattva and the Akshobhya Pure Light. Then after the dawn there is the actual sunrise, which is the understanding that our pure channels are the Nirmanakaya. Among the Kayas and among the 3 roots, they are the Dakas and Dakinis. And among the 3 jewels, they are the Sangha. And our pure winds are the Sambhogakaya. Among the 3 Kayas, the Yedam. Among the 3 roots, and among the 3 jewels, the Dharma. Also, the understanding that our pure mind is the Dharmakaya among the Kayas and the Guru among the three roots and the Buddha among the three jewels. So visualize the refuge field in front, and we are ourselves as an ordinary being. Then on our right, we visualize our father, on our left, our mother, our enemies and demons in front of us, and all sentient beings around us. Then one should feel that they are all doing prostrations with you towards the refuge field and reciting the refuge prayer together, making the aspiration that all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas help us enter enlightenment. The second of the preliminary is Vajrasattva. If we understand Vajrasattva, he is the essence of our anger. He appears from mirror like wisdom. He is also the embodiment of all yidams. So his 100-syllable mantra is the essence of all the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. We cannot purify our obscurations through water and fire. So we are going to purify them through our three doors. Vajrasattva practice is a particular way to purify non-virtues of mind and speech. So with our mind, we should visualize Vajrasattva, and with our speech, we should recite the 100-syllable mantra. Compassion through Vajrasattva practice is a very powerful way to purify because we confess our non-virtues through 4 powers. The first power is the power of support. When visualize Vajrasattva, there is a detailed visualization which you should do during practice. I will introduce it briefly. When we visualize Vajrasattva, we should do so as the union of emptiness and Vajrasattva. But if one is a beginning practitioner, it is quite difficult. Or one may have less interest in such a visualization. So you should believe that the essence of this idam is your guru. But the guru doesn't appear you in his or her ordinary body or form. He or she appears to you as Vajrasattva. He is decorated by the 13 Sambhogakaya ornaments. The first are the 5 silk garments: the upper garment, lower garment, scarf, ribbons, and sash. Then there are the 8 precious ornament. 8 ornaments precious: the crown and earring and what to say? Chunker. Chunker is Tibetan. Yeah, it's choker. My teacher look at me very carefully. If I make a small mistake, then I got lots of punishment. So that's why I should be very careful. Okay, yeah. Have looking there towards there, and have focused the teaching, and then focus towards you. So now my mind is very scattered like this way. They are very long and big. Is what it's called, stick. So No, I'm here very comfortable, yeah. Stay and teach. And if I make some mistakes, then after go to the classroom, then I got lots of this punishment. Just kidding. Thank you so much. Otherwise, I can't say choker. It's chunker. Chunker is actually Dharma wheel in Tibetan, so it's quite similar. But choker is English. English, yeah. Oh. Okay. uh, uh, where is it? No. Choker. Maybe the camera later turned. Did I make some mistake there? Choker, arm ring, earring, arm rings, short necklace, long necklace, bracelets, and belt. Actually, they have also meaning in the Vajrayana teachings, but right now I'm talking about what we see on their tanka, yeah. Long example. Since I made some mistakes over there, did I? Because you are almost ready to stand up with a drumstick. It's good. The good teachers do that, yeah, and then student become very good student. There's some story there. Stories means in the Nalinda masters and some also Tibetan Mahasiddhas, some of their disciples become much scholar than them and much higher than them. It says that, but the realizations are always same, but it's possible. However, because they precisely teach, so okay. Still, my mind is not here 100%. Sorry for that. So I try to be careful more, and then my mind more is how to say scattered. However, one doesn't visualize these things as flight, yeah, like in a tanka image. That's we do actually when we visualize. We visualize the yidams like flight. But we should visualize it as the embodiment of mind that is full of compassion and bodhicitta. There should be no doubt, no doubt that Vajrasattva will help us. There should be no doubt that Vajrasattva will help us if we supplicate. His appearances should be gorgeous, as he is decorated with these ornaments, and the essence of this yidam is our guru. This love of our guru and Vajrasattva's love are not separate. they love us the same. Single-pointedly trust that Vajrasattva purifies our non-virtues if we ask him. So that's why in front of Vajrasattva we should confess all non-virtues. Then the second power is the power of remorse. You should deeply regret our past non-virtues. We should confess through the 6 doors. The first door is the door of time. The door of time is that since beginningless time until now we have done wrong, or we let others commit wrongs, or when others did wrong, we rejoice in it. We should confess all of these with regret. Then we reveal the non-virtues we have committed through the door of the body. Next, we confess all non-virtues we have committed through the door of motivation, which means all the non-virtues we have wanted to commit. Then we confess the 10 non-virtues through the door of the terms of identity, as well as the 5 people's deeds and breaking samaya vows and so on. So the non-virtues we commit through the doors of ornament, doors of domain are from mistrusting the domain of nirvana, and cultivating actions in the domain of samsara. Through our actions, we cultivate the cause of short life and more disease. We should confess all of these. Actually, we always try to stay healthy through diet, exercise, and supplements. These are good, but at the same time, through this practice of Vajrasattva, we obtain cause of a healthy life, because it purifies the cause of a short life. The third power is the power of restoration. This is making the commitment to not engage in any further non-virtue. We make the commitment that from body onward we will not cultivate these non-virtues. This commitment is not only decided from one's mind, it should be made in front of Vajrasattva, with the understanding that Vajrasattva is real, manifest in front of us. The fourth power is the power of the applied antidotes. For this, you need to apply the specific antidote for each non-virtue. But the all-pervasive antidote is visualizing the Hong syllable on the moon disk, white moon on moon disk, and Vajrasattva's heart center, encircled by the 100 syllable mantra, which radiates light, which are offering to the Buddhas. From Vajrasattva's heart flows nectar, which enters your crown. It fills your channels like water fills the intestines. It purifies all your obscurations, negative karma, obstacles, negative emotions, disease, maras, and demons. So then you will perceive that your body is full of nectar and you experience the union of emptiness and bliss. There are 4 ways of confessing. The first is like a Garuda raising up through space. The Garuda ascends through space without obstacle, without boundary. He never falls down. When we confess through the view, there are no non-virtues. Everything resolves into the true nature. This is not nihilistic. Then the second way of confessing is like a bundle of dry grass placed on a fire. This is a confession through meditation. It is called the way of confessing through samadhi. The third way is like an elephant reaching water. The elephant does not blindly plunge into the water, but approaches carefully. This is confession through conduct, carefully confessing one's faults. The fourth method is like receiving a king's punishment. It's called confession through words with a great regret and sorrow. Anyhow, when we confess for our negativities, we should bring body, speech, and mind together. Then the third of the preliminaries is Mandala. The meaning of Mandala is the Manda means place, palace, and La means taking the essence of this palace. So what are the taking the essence of is merit. Through our body, speech, and mind, perhaps you think there's nothing more to take the essence from these 3 doors, but there is merit. Initially, maybe we can't see the merit, like you can't see butter in milk. But if you churn the milk, butter comes. Likewise, if we churn our 3 doors through mandala practice, merit emerges. Certainly, you have the question, what is the benefit of this merit? The utmost profound benefit is that it helps us attain 2 kayas, the rupakaya and the dharmakaya. Then on a slightly less profound level, it helps our mind give rise to selflessness, as well as bodhicitta and compassion. Then if we land on the ground level, this merit will help us accomplish all the activities of this life. Merit is an invisible force. All the good things we have in this life are due to merit. But if we don't acknowledge that, we cannot see its value. We worked hard in past lives to obtain the merit that allows us to enjoy our life today. And if we don't maintain our merit, it will decline. The beginning of some people's life is wonderful, but then slowly it changes because their merit decreases. But some opposite, some beginning of some people's life is not so wonderful, but then slowly it changes and increases because they cultivated great merit. Yeah. So only merit can maintain the merit. That's why we do mandala again and again. In brief, if one wants good spiritual teacher, good partner, good family, good children, good job, good house or cars, even one wants nice face cream and toothpaste. Uh, this is related to merit. Even if you have money and all good things in the shopping center, if you don't have merit to get healthy natural ones, you will purchase lower qualities products, and they have harmful chemicals that damage our body. There are methods of how to practice the offering mandala and active mandala. I will teach this to the retreatants in detail. Teloba said to Naropa, son, this interdependence of appearances until you realize that it is unborn emptiness. Until you realize this dharmakaya, until then you should accumulate merit. The two merits. These two merits are like the tires of a car or the wheels of a chariot. You should never be separated from them, my son Naropa. And also Marpa said, if you don't make an effort to accumulate merit, you will not receive the joy of liberation. Yogi Milarepa also said, if you don't accumulate the two merits, then don't have the hope to achieve Buddhahood. Then Gambobal also said, don't waste your 3 doors, you should practice the union of the two accumulations. If you do that, you will be grateful to yourself. Then Lord Parmodrova says, merit and wisdom are like 2 wings or 2 legs. Wherever you have to go, you need merit. Then Lord Jitin Sungun said, it is very important for all Dharma practitioners to accumulate merit. Okay? Next preliminary is Guru Yoga. The Guru is the root of blessings. Why do we need blessings? First, we have to know this. Our mind is frozen by self-grasping. Only blessings can melt it. But to invite the Guru's blessing, we should arise devotion. Devotion is mugu in Tibetan. Mu means inspiration and gu means respect. Inspiration opens our mind and unknows our channels. Then the inner winds move through the correct path of channels. Gu means respect. Why do we respect the Guru? Because the Guru is the source of all qualities. So we know that, and then we respect the Guru. What is the benefit of respecting the Guru? Our respect invites all the qualities of the Guru. How does it invite? It is like we are a computer, and the Guru is like electricity. Devotion is like a charging cable. The whole world is in your computer. But if you don't have electricity, then your computer is useless. Likewise, nirvana, the pure light, the kayas, wisdoms, powers, qualities are all in your mind. But without the Guru's blessing, your mind is just a crater of samsara and the ground of suffering. Then wisdom is very important. Your wisdom is like the internet. If your computer has internet, then you can send an email to 100 people at the same time, and you can watch beautiful landscapes. Similarly, if you have wisdom, then you can see your yadams and their pure lines. In fact, a computer, electricity, and internet, these three coming together makes a world of possibilities available. Your devotion, wisdom, Guru's blessing coming together opens avenues of spiritual growth. Your devotion connects to the outer Guru, and then the Guru's blessing helps you to understand the inner Guru. This is your ultimate result. Perhaps one may think that I have ultimate Buddha nature, so I can understand it without a Guru. Whether we think the Guru is important or not, there is no way to realize our inner Vajradhara without Guru. For example, no matter how strong and powerful you are, in order to catch a fish, having a hook is best. If you have devotion in your mind, then your three doors are automatically mature. Many emotions don't exist with devotion. For instance, self-pride. What is the inner Guru? The inner Guru, pristine awareness. Kunduzambo, Vajradhara, Dharmakaya are the same. Why do we find it? Where do we find it? We find it within ordinary conceptions. How do we find it? There are 5 understandings. Number 1, one knows the Guru is the Buddha. In the Vajrasattva, actually it's this is Sanskrit, but its name is Dorjichupa. It says Buddha and his disciple make question and answers. So in this text it says, whoever sees my form as ordinary form does not really see me. And whoever understands my speech as ordinary speech, they cannot hear me. They enter the wrong path, so they cannot see me. Right now we see our Guru in the relative truth, but in the ultimate truth, that Guru is our own mind. For example, Garchi Rinpoche does not exist outside of our mind, yet we see him there. Who is that? That is the luminosity of our natural state of mind. Some see him as a good person. They see that through their good merit. But some see him as Buddha through their wisdom merit. Some don't see Garchi Rinpoche outside, whether good or bad. They see their mind is Garchi Rinpoche or their Guru. They are the ones who really see their Guru. The Guru appears to you through the power of your wisdom. The Guru that appears to you is dependent on the power of your mind. In brief, the gurus do not exist independently. Independently. Perhaps the guru is the luminosity of your Buddha nature. This is the outer guru. Perhaps the guru is your Buddha nature itself. This is the inner guru. Number 2, one knows that the guru's actions are Buddha's activity. Number 3, we are more grateful to the guru than we are to the Buddhas. Okay, there. First, I say that number 2, one knows that Guru's actions are Buddha's activity. Guru acts through two kind of loving kindness. One is relative. The one is compassion, one is Bodhicitta. Or one is relative Bodhicitta, one is ultimate Bodhicitta. So there are many practitioners. So Guru generate compassion and loving kindness. But because of different capacities, some want to hear higher teachings like Mahamudra and Zopa Chimbo and so forth. Some want to hear later lower than these teachings. So that's where we always should rejoice that all the teachings, because Guru teaches for the sake of others through the Bodhicitta and compassion. And at the same time, then through this influence or through this power, we try to arise pure perception. Of course, towards the Guru, but other things. First, environment. We try to arise pure perception towards environment. If you are perfect Vajrayana practitioner, then you need pure perception. So that's where all the forms, Yidam's form, all the sounds, mantras, all the perceptions, Dharmakaya. So we don't want to separate from these three things. So we cultivate pure perception towards our Guru, then this benefits or it helps us to increase our pure perception. So that's where we can generate pure perception towards all these appearances. When we have good or pure perception towards appearances, then they cannot challenge us. The things challenge us because generally we think this is good, this is bad. So then that's where we say this is a good thing. That's where good things does not challenge us. Yeah. So that at that moment, your mind is pure towards that thing. And then you already labeled or you already said this is a bad thing, and then that thing challenges to you because your mind is impure towards that. So that's where during the practice Vajrayana, we should increase more pure perception. If we have pure motivation, pure perception in this life, then our life is happy life. We are in samsara, but still happy life because we have many good circumstances. Yeah. Then next, I said that number 3, we are more grateful to the Guru than we are to the Buddhas. This Guru is outer Guru. That I said is the what we see. That Guru is there are thousands of Buddhas. When Shakyamuni Buddha was in this world, 2606 or 7, the 100 years ago, Shakyamuni Buddha was here. Of course, we were here or there, but we could not liberate from samsara. Likewise, many Buddhas in this there are many Buddhas, but they could not liberate us, which means I don't mean Buddha that those Buddhas don't have abilities or powers. I don't mean that, but because of karmic connections. So now our Guru first help us to wake up. What is samsara? What is the nirvana? What is good karma? What is bad karma? Yeah, and after then Guru helps us to how to meditate shamatha, how to meditate vipassana, and then Guru help us how to generate generation stage, how to meditate completion stage, and then especially Guru introduce our mind. So that's why we are so grateful. We understand the kindness of Guru. We understand our mind. So that's where Guru and Buddhas are indivisible, but right now our present Guru directly benefit us. So that's where we should think or that we are more grateful to the Guru. And then number 4, one knows the Guru is the essence of the 3 jewels. So the essence of Buddha, so essence of Buddha means Buddha and Guru. In the reality, there is both are over Vajradhara, over Kundazambo, over pristine awareness. So that's the essence of a Guru. And then Guru is also Dharma, because Dharma means selflessness. Actually, Dharma has a different way to understand, but in this case, Dharma means selflessness. Dharma means these teachings. So, in the relative form, we receive all the teachings from Guru's speech. And then ultimate level, our mind is selflessness. This is Dharma, this is Guru. And then Guru is also Sangha, essence of Sangha. The essence of Sangha means helper, to understand Dharma and understand to the path of enlightenment. So Guru being as Sangha and help us each and every day, help us how to increase compassion, loving kindness, and then meditation, samadhi. So that's where. Then number 5, one knows that if one supplicates the Guru, Pristine awareness will arise from one's own, one's ordinary mind. Pamotrapa asked Gampopa, why are we in the samsara? Why are we in samsara? And then Gampopa said, we don't understand the essence of ordinary mind. So that's where we should find Buddha or Guru or Vajradhara inside. So then this morning I introduced their Vajradhara is on the wish granting tree and something like that. That means first make connect. I make a relation, you and Vajradhara. I suddenly say, Vajradhara is in your mind. It's so difficult. Some immediately understand, yes, but some difficult. That's why we have many tankas. So first, we make a relation between Vajradhara and you, and then slowly your mind and Vajradhara become very good relationship. And that means your mind became inseparable Vajradhara. First, you like Vajradhara, so you often remember about Vajradhara, and then after, for example, I said Vajradhara is in your mind, and then you start to search where is, and then say in your this ordinary mind. So that's eventually then you understand. The Vajradhara, this ordinary mind, essence of ordinary mind is Vajradhara. When you understand that, you liberate. So you don't want to journey or travel to the Sukhavati or some pure land through physically. Don't worry, it's so far, I can't go there. We don't have yet an airplane to go to the Sukhavati or something like that, yeah? So you don't worry about that. So when you recognize that ordinary mind is Vajradhara or Buddha or Guru, whatever we call them, how many thoughts arises in your mind? It's pleasant. It's pleasant. For example, if you are so hungry and in front of your table, on your table there are plenty of food, you are happy because you can eat a lot. Likewise, if you understand that the ordinary perception or thoughts and is the Guru, then anytime those thoughts arises, then you see your Guru. At that one comes and please come out of your meditation question. No, you don't meditate. You don't. Right now it's meditate. Close eyes for 5 minutes. Only for 5 minutes. And we meditate for 1 hour, but we make many breaks, many kind of sessions. That means we can't. We try to meditate, but my hand is going tired, fall asleep, lots of things happen. So that means, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, in the method of meditation, it says, make more sessions. but so do frequently, meditate frequently, but make more kind of break, make more stops. So that is a good method that to improve our meditation. Anyhow, when we understand that the essence of ordinary mind, then we are always experience bliss. Yeah. At that time, then this ordinary temporary happiness, we are not attached towards temporary happiness, and then they will not boundary us. Then we will not fixate them. Then we liberate. Yeah. And what is the result of practicing the preliminaries? This is the last of the 5 questions. Yeah. This morning I introduced through 5 questions. So this is the last one. The common preliminaries or the 4 thoughts are like the pillow that turns the wilderness of your mind into a field that can bear crops. The specific inner preliminaries, that is prostrations. Vajrasattva, Mandala, and Guru Yoga are like water and manure for the field of your mind. Then the particular preliminary of Bodhicitta is like planting seeds in the field. Then you practice Mahamudra and Zopa Chimbo, that is like the seeds bearing fruit. The particular preliminary is Bodhicitta and compassion. You all know how to practice this. What is Bodhicitta? As Shantideva says, may Bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Why Bodhicitta is the precious and supreme mind? So we have to ask, because it purifies the root of suffering from one's mind, and it creates happiness for others in both this life and the next life. Then it says, may it arise in whom it has not yet arisen. The method for arising Bodhicitta is the 4 thoughts. It says, where it no, that's this 4 immeasurables. I think it's 4 immeasurables. Then it says, where it has arisen, may it not decline. The method the method to prevent its decline is to generate Bodhicitta frequently and generate compassion and loving kindness alternately. Then it says, may Bodhicitta increase higher and higher. The method of increase Bodhicitta higher and higher is to practice the 6 perfections. Compassion is the aspiration to liberate other beings from their suffering. First, we should take ourselves as the example and know that we don't want to suffer. Then we should know other beings are the same, so we don't want to harm them. Then we see these beings as our mother, so we think I'm going to help them be free from suffering. Third, we should understand that the mind of other beings and our mind are the same. So we don't say, if my eyes are good, then it doesn't matter if something happens to my ears. Because our eyes consciousness and ears consciousness arise from the same ground. Likewise, other beings' minds and our minds are the same. in the relative truth, we have the same feelings. On the ultimate level, we have the same Buddha nature. So that's why we should equally free all beings from suffering and equally bring all beings to Buddhahood. Okay? So this is I briefly introduced about Ngöndro, and then in more details you can we can during the question answer and during the practice there are more detailed teachings so forth. Yeah. Okay, then right now we dedicate all merits and let us remember all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with us to dedicate. They voluntarily come to us, because we dedicate our merit. When they come to us and they help us, protect us, and then our merit increase higher and higher. Okay. Arise Bodhicitta from your mind. Chancho sem jo renpo che ma je pa na je jor je pa nyam pa me pa ya kon de be war sho.
May Bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you so much. May you all have a happy mind and a healthy body, and may you all benefit all beings as Bodhisattvas do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Khenpo Tenzin. This Sunday we will not have regular white Tara practice because Rinpoche will be zooming into Red Chenriseg Drupshen at Drikung, Seattle. Please visit their website for registration so that you can watch that streaming. And on Tuesday, we will have regular Tara practice and Jewel Ornament of Liberation teachings. Please check the website for any more information. Thank you.
Also, just wanted to mention that for any of you who may be inspired after hearing Khenpo Tenzin's introduction to the preliminary practices, it is still possible to join the first Refuge Prostration Ngöndro retreat, which starts on March 4th, which is this Saturday, and we'll be starting at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And registration's still open. So it's possible to sign up, and many of you have already signed up. We're excited about the eager, big group of people that want to really engage in this practice. So please check out our website and sign up for a year of preliminary practices. Okay, thank you.